Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. I'm your host, Echo Fan Grey Wolf, and before I begin, we will begin with an apology. I apologize to y'all because I was hoping I would never have to make one of these videos, as I told y'all in the prep show that this would be the only video that I'm making tonight, unless something happens to me while I'm in the shower and I got with a new song. But I can't because I have an appointment tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and I intend on making that appointment on time when I gotta drag this big ass suitcase down the block. Alright? So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Any freaking how. If you're not worried about Donald Trump, you should be. Alright? Now, I know a lot of y'all probably follow and support this man. And to each their own. But after what he said at the rally the other day, and they won't stop playing it, there will be a bloodbath if I don't get elected in. That does not sound like someone who gives a fuck about you or me. Alright? That sounds like a coward trying to get out of all this goddamn stuff that he done, and now they'll come back to bite him in the ass. Now, granted, y'all might not like what I said. No other president on the face of Earth in this timeline, in this universe, in any timeline, in any universe, has literally said in a threatening manner, there will be a bloodbath if I don't get elected in. Do y'all not understand that that's a clear and present danger? I need you Trump supporters to understand something. You're fucked too. You may not like it, but you're fucked too. You don't give a fuck about y'all. Not a goddamn bit. Now, yeah, Joe Biden's done some racist shit. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But let me give y'all a reflection before y'all start going into the crime bill and all that shit. And you can go fact check this if you want. Most of the motherfuckers that signed on to Joe Biden's crime bill, guess what? They were fucking black. The 3 strikes you're out rule, that was elderly black people telling all black youth, yo, we're done with your dumb shit. That's pretty much what that shit was. That was elderly people who were getting attacked. We're done. We're done playing with y'all. 3 strikes, like baseball. You're fucking out. No. And now let me make this abundantly clear before I even get on Trump, because this is a Trump video. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you do the crime, you need to do the fucking time. Alright? If you're going around attacking people, smashing people, robbing shit, stealing cars, you know this shit is wrong. Get a job. Stop going out and causing other people more fucking misery, and then you want to cry like a fucking bitch because you did the shit and got caught. No. Most places at night, unless it's a 24-hour store, close at 11 o'clock. If your friends come to your house and say, hey, let's go to the store, and you know the store is closed, and they give you the name of the store that you know is closed, you a damn fool for getting in a car with them. And I got no love for you for that, because that's your stupidity. I got a cousin that did the same dumbass shit. Doing time, ain't even get out the car. Guilty by association. He got as much time as they got for being a fucking dumbass. So you have the control of your own destiny. If you know what's right, you do what's right. If you know what's wrong, you don't do that, or you pay the fucking price for that shit. And don't worry, I'm going to get back on Trump in a minute. But we're talking about Biden right now, and this crime bill that everybody's going to come at me with. Yeah, he did write the crime bill. He also made damn sure to start making up for it. He wrote the crime bill. He wasn't the only one who signed on it. So before you jump on Biden's ass about the crime bill back before most of y'all were fucking born, all of the Democrats and the fucking Republicans signed on that. And what happened with crime? With the 3 strike rules, crime went the fuck down. But people still committed crime, even though they know it was a crime. So how can you really be mad about that when the people who knew the shit was a crime chose to make the crime? Alright? Literally chose to go out and commit the crime. And then y'all want to throw Biden under the bus for that. And then y'all want to come back to, well, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Okay. I hear you. I hear you a lot. But where's all that fire when I'm 50 years old And back when I was 15 or 16 years old, and the Central Park Five were arrested for a rape they didn't commit, and Mr. Trump took out a whole ball ass page on he wanted those black kids put on death row for a rape they didn't commit. He became the president, and people brought that shit up, and he said he didn't apologize, and he still believed they were guilty, even though DNA cleared them. Those 4 men were black men. So for all you black tokens out that motherfucker, fuck you. I'm sorry. If that has offended you, I am sorry for how I said it. Except the fuck you part, I'm not sorry about that. I am not sorry for what the fuck I said. Now, let's talk about the native thing that happened like 3 years later in 1990, where his casinos was getting their ass kicked by Native American casinos, so he went to California to file a fucking complaint. But he failed to understand that most of the casino money generally and supposed to go back toward the natives to grow the community, to make sure that they don't have wealth. And if they were federally recognized, the government takes a tiny chunk out of that, but it's not a big enough chunk to make damage like they were doing to his, and he didn't think that shit was fair. Well, boop-de-fucking-do. America actually belongs to the Native Americans. They never gave up. They signed treaties that have never been honored. But I'm sure you guys don't think about that. You're looking at a person who's half Native. Alright? I'm also half black and half white. So I can see all aspects of this whole fucking clusterfuck. Donald was just greedy. He didn't want the natives to have it. Joe Biden recently signed into a law that it was illegal to start scalping natives. Did you know that shit was still in the motherfucking law books in certain states that you could scalp a fucking native? Trump didn't do that. This is where you come at me. Well, Trump started a Native American task force. He did that after all the fucking Pocahontas jokes came back to bite him in the ass. Alright? But then he turned around before he even got in the presidency and told a fucking little native girl that he wasn't involved with Standing Rock. When Obama declared the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation off limits to the pipeline, the first thing Donald did when he came in was sign that decree to be null and void. And now that the pipeline was going to go through Standing Rock, proving that you token natives, fuck you. Again, I will apologize for how I said it, but I will not apologize for what the fuck I said. Let's jump up the gun a little bit. Let's talk about the time he told a Chinese reporter, why don't you go ask China? But y'all are in denial about the racist shit that flies out of his mouth. About Kung Flu, the Wuhan disease, and 100 other ones that he said, which increased the racial attacks on Asians by blacks and whites. But again, y'all just sidestep that shit. And to all who sidestepped and participated in the beatings of Asian people, whether you were black or white or Hispanic, and you signed on to let's go beat up some Asians because they gave us COVID, fuck you. I apologize for how I said it, but not what the fuck I said. Alright? I'm not taking that shit back. It came on my mouth, and I meant every fucking word of it. Now let's get up to date. Let's get up to the immigrants. They're not sending our best. They're sending the worst that they've got. They're sending the murderers, rapists, and drug dealers, and a lot of those are Hispanic, Guatemalan, and Mexican. And he's saying that they're the blood or cancer to the blood of America. I probably didn't quote him right, but I don't give a fuck. Y'all know what he said, and y'all sign off on that shit too. And again, to everyone signing off on the racist rhetoric and just supporting this shit, it's fucking racist and you're just not acknowledging it, fuck you. I apologize for how I said it, but I don't apologize for what the fuck I said. You get the pattern? But I woke up this morning to the Today Show and they started talking about it's going to be a bloodbath if I don't get elected in. I'm a vet. I didn't get to serve the way I want to serve, but I learned enough to know that those words right there are far more dangerous than y'all go down there and march peacefully. It only takes one spark to start a fire. One. It can be a tiny spark. It can be a big spark. But either way, when the fucking fire ignites, it turns into an inferno. Everything burns. Innocent people, guilty people, everyone burns. And this is the guy y'all want back in office who said that if it doesn't happen, it's going to be a bloodbath. He just signed his own fucking death warrant with that. He literally just confessed to every criminal act that he was going to do by telling the world, oh, if y'all don't vote my ass back in, it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm going to free all the people from January 6th. Understand something. If the shoes was reversed, we'd be hanging Biden. We'd be hanging Biden. If Obama did that shit, we'd be hanging Obama. Yeah, I said hanging. H-A-N-G, hanging. Like from the fucking tree with a noose. And for all you Trump supporters, I don't believe that all of you are racist. You might not be all that motherfucking intelligent, but if you ain't reading between the lines on this shit, it's gonna be a bloodbath if I don't get elected in. Not one motherfucking president in my lifetime, in my parents' lifetime, have ever threatened that there will be blood if they didn't get elected. I believe I was old enough to vote for Bill Clinton the second time around. I definitely voted for Hillary versus Obama, but Obama won the primary, so I voted for him. I also voted for Al Gore after Bill Clinton. So, I did not vote for either of the Bushes. Not George Bush Sr., not George Bush Jr. I damn sure didn't vote for Jeb Bush either. Alright? I voted for Clinton. I voted for Gore. I voted for Hillary. And I had to vote for Obama. I voted by Biden because it was a circumstance that I will constantly say this, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I wanted Elizabeth Warren in that goddamn office. Y'all might not like Elizabeth Warren. I liked Elizabeth Warren. I wanted her in that fucking office. She was my very first choice. If I couldn't have her, Andrew Yang was my second choice. History making. First woman president, Elizabeth Warren. First Chinese president, Andrew Yang. First gay president, Pete Buttigieg. Either one of those votes would have made fucking history. Bernie dropped out. Pete dropped out. Andrew Yang was threatened out because they started going after his wife. Y'all might not know that, but that's why he left. Warren dropped out. I don't know which one dropped out first, but I know they all dropped out, leaving us with Biden. Biden did say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But what he hasn't said was, if I don't get reelected, there's going to be a bloodbath. Y'all going to need to listen to shit like that. And you need to remember one thing as I end this video. When people tell you who they are, let them. I've said this plenty of times. I am a mixed person. I do not have the right to be a racist. I am very racist to racist people. But also as a victim of racism from all three of my heritages, I know a fucking racist when I hear them. You might not be a racist, but you say racist shit. That just means either you, one, don't know you're racist, or two, you know you're secretly a racist, and because Trump made it easier for everybody to walk the streets and be racist again, they just come out of woodwork. I have met white people who have said racist shit and didn't know it was racist until they asked a black person. I'm going to eat this chicken as soon as I'm done talking. And I'm hungry. A lot of people that say racist shit and don't know they're saying racist shit is just because they're unaware. It's not because they're racist, it's just that they're unaware that certain shit is racist. Calling black people a monkey, it's as bad as calling black people the N-word. Calling a Native American without rank a chief. Calling a female a squaw. Calling a Mexican person or an Asian person a wetback or a gook. All that shit is racist. All of it. You may have heard it and never thought about it. Never thought, oh, that's just not racist. Have you sat down and asked somebody of the diasporas you ask what actually is racist? Calling a white person the H word. I'll spell it for you because I don't like using the word. H-O-N-K-E-Y or H-O-N-K-Y. We're not sure exactly how they spell it, but when you honk the horn, that was a term. Calling a white person the cracker is still a racist term. But a lot of people don't see that. When a black person rolling down the street get mad at a white person, oh, you fucking cracker. He's being fucking racist. Do you want to say black people can't be racist? I beg to differ. I completely beg to differ. I've seen black people give white people racism. Now, a lot of people change the definition because racism is about oppression. No, motherfucker, racism is about hate. If you hate anybody because of the color of their skin or the gender that they're in, you are fucking racist and sexist. That's pretty much the gist of it. And I'm 50 years old. I don't know why they're trying to change the definitions and soften it up for you fucking young people, but no. If you hate anybody for the color of their skin, you are fucking racist. And it doesn't matter if they're the same skin tone as you and you hate their fucking ass because you're black and he's Hawaiian or Hispanic. You're fucking being a fucking racist. You're a fucking racist, period. There's no fucking difference between being a racist and a bigot. Google them. The definitions is the same. They just make bigot a little bit more simpler words for you to fucking understand. Racism is fucking racism. And if you support a racist, you're probably a racist. I'm sorry. I don't want to call everybody who supports Trump a racist, but if you're supporting that shit, you're no better than the racist people who are racist. And if I have offended anybody, I apologize for how I said it. I don't apologize for what the fuck I said. That being said, I'm Echo Fangirl. This is Kung Fu Ever number 2. I hope y'all have a blessed night, and I hope y'all think things through. Be seeing you.